The fact that Willa Fitzgerald didn't return for Reacher Season 2 has created an odd parallel with one of the show's biggest competitors. Despite being an instant hit with fans, Fitzgerald's Roscoe Conklin has so far been confined to the events of Reacher Season 1. Strangely, another Amazon show has already followed a version of this character arc framework, and it could hold clues as to what lies ahead for the Reacher Season 3 cast or beyond. Willa Fitzgerald brought Roscoe Conklin to life before being written out of the show at the end of Reacher Season 1. Starring alongside Alan Ritchson's title character, Fitzgerald didn't just serve Reacher as a brilliant sidekick, but also a well-matched love interest. Roscoe was replaced in the Reacher Season 2 cast by Serinda Swan's Carla Dixon, an old flame from Reacher's time in the 110th Special Investigators Unit. While casting changes aren't uncommon, Reacher's comparisons to another show make this similarity even more prominent. Roscoe's Reacher Season 2 absence copies Jack Ryan's Kathy. Roscoe disappears from her show just as Kathy vanishes from hers. Just as Roscoe and Reacher part ways after the end of Season 1, Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan also separates its protagonist from his love interest at the same point. Abby Cornish's Kathy Mueller stars as the object of Jack Ryan's desires in the Amazon adaptation of Tom Clancy's book series. However, she promptly vanishes from the Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan Season 2 cast, and the show offers no explanation as to where she's gone. As such, Willa Fitzgerald's Reacher exit matches that of Abby Cornish's departure from Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. Although the show never explains why Kathy isn't in Jack Ryan Seasons 2 and 3, it can be explained away by the fact that much of the story takes Jack out of the US. Therefore, it wouldn't make sense for Kathy to follow him, seeing as they aren't in the same line of work. Additionally, Jack Ryan even has a new love interest in Season 2. For Roscoe, her farewell to Ritchson's Reacher is actually written into the Season 1 finale. As such, the absence of Willa Fitzgerald from Reacher Season 2 is less jarring, especially given the fact that she's referenced more than once. So, although it's undeniable that the exit of both women from Season 2 of their respective Amazon shows seems oddly coincidental, their departures aren't handled the same. In fact, Reacher does a much neater job of writing out its main character's love interest than Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan does. Kathy's Jack Ryan story teases Roscoe returning to Reacher, eventually. Kathy returned for the final season of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. Abby Cornish smiling and opening the door as Kathy Mueller in Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. Kathy's unusual and sudden absence from Jack Ryan doesn't mark her final appearance on the show. Abby Cornish returns to play a major role as Kathy in Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan Season 4. Seeing as Kathy and Jack get married in Tom Clancy's books, her return in the show's final season seemed inevitable, despite her prolonged spell away from the Amazon adaptation. Kathy's eventual return could be a plot device that Reacher mimics in the future and allows for the reunion between Roscoe and Reacher in a later season of the show. The difference between each show's respective source material is that Kathy and Jack do end up together in the Jack Ryan books. Inversely, out of all the Jack Reacher books written by Lee Child, Roscoe only appears in the very first, Killing Floor, which was used as the basis of Reacher Season 1. However, Malcolm Goodwin's Finley cameo in Reacher Season 1 proves that the show isn't afraid to deviate from the books, as Finley is another character who never returns after Killing Floor. Roscoe and Kathy's stories both share the same problem. Both Amazon shows change their love interests too often. Abby Cornish as Kathy Mueller sitting with a smiling John Krasinski as Jack Ryan in Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. Although both female characters' arcs bear similarities, there are still issues. The fact that Roscoe and Kathy were such a big part of their respective shows' inaugural seasons before vanishing feels like a waste of two compelling figures. However, while the fact that Kathy is missing for the middle two seasons of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan doesn't line up that well with her return, at least Reacher's title character's reputation of being a wanderer sufficiently explains why Roscoe doesn't return for Season 2. Fitzgerald's character is busy rebuilding Margrave, and Reacher doesn't feel settled unless he's on the move.